Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to your final reading lesson of the week. So, if we do our Friday French date, Vendredi le 8 janvier, Friday the 8th of January. And we're going to retrieve and infer today. So by the end of the lesson, you should have read the text along with me, underlined key information or pointed it out on your screen, and you should be able to answer a range of questions about the text. Today we have a similar style text to yesterday, but it's about hummingbirds. So let's read the text together. Hummingbirds are called hummingbirds for the whirring or humming sound their wings make. They are among the smallest of birds, most species measuring in the 7.5 to 13 centimetres or 3 to 5 inches range. The smallest is the bee hummingbird from Cuba, and the largest is the giant hummingbird from South America. Notice the capital letters for those place names. Hummingbirds are colourful birds that can fly right, left, up, down, backwards, and even upside down. They also hover in midair and can fly at speeds of 34 miles per hour. So that's pretty fast. The hummingbird's feet are used for perching only and are not used for hopping or walking. So there's an interesting fact for us. The female hummingbird builds a tiny nest high up in a tree and lays between 1 to 3 eggs. The young start to fly in 18 to 30 days. Hummingbirds eat flower nectar, tree sap, pollen, and insects. A hummingbird hawks insects by flying and diving to snap them up out of the air. They must eat an enormous amount of food each day because of their fast breathing rate, fast heartbeat, and high body temperature. To conserve energy overnight, a hummingbird enters a hibernation-like sleep state called torpor. Animals that enter a state of torpor slow their heart rate, breathing, and lower their body temperature. Hummingbirds are found in deserts, mountains, and plains, but most live in tropical rainforests. Habitat loss and destruction are the hummingbird's main threats. And obviously we've been talking about habitats in science, and in a couple of weeks we're going to talk about the fact that unfortunately habitats are being destroyed around the world, and that is a bit of a worry. Did you know there are more than 340 species of hummingbirds? Goodness me, that is a lot of hummingbirds out there. And some quick facts. Their diet, they are an omnivore. So if you remember, that means to eat everything, meat and plants. The lifespan is 5 to 9 years. So they can live to as old as you are now, perhaps. And the size is 7.5 to 13 centimetres. And the weight is 2 to 20 grams. Okay, you might want to just read that again to yourself to make sure you've taken all that information in. Okay. Right, let's look at these questions and see how we can do. So, number 1, how did hummingbirds get their name? Number 2, what is the smallest species of hummingbird? 3, where does the giant hummingbird come from? 4, what do hummingbirds use their feet for? 5, what is the average clutch size for a female hummingbird? Now I had to look that up myself. A clutch size is the number of eggs. Okay. How much do hummingbirds weigh? And why must hummingbirds eat a large amount of food each day? Describe the word torpor in your own words. And 9, why are hummingbirds an endangered species? Okay, so stop and pause and give yourself time to find out those answers. Right, let's look at that then. So how did hummingbirds get their name? So right at the top, unsurprisingly, because of the whirring or humming sound their wings make. Okay, so hummingbirds make humming sounds. Number 2, what is the smallest species of hummingbird? And so let's look for the word smallest. Aha, there it is. The smallest species is the bee hummingbird. Next question, where does the giant hummingbird come from? So we underline the word giant, and we can see it's from South America. Question 4, what do hummingbirds use their feet for? Now I remember they didn't use them for walking, so what did they use them for? Let's look. They use them for perching, so for perching only. Let's go back down. So what is their average clutch size? If you remember, that was the number of eggs. And if we look up and find that, it was 1 to 3 eggs. We assume that is the average there. So if you want to be really precise, to add an average there, it would be 1 plus 3 is 4, divided by those two numbers would be 2. That would be the average size. But I will accept 1 to 3. And then, where was I? So how much do hummingbirds weigh? Well, that was in our quick facts, 2 to 20 grams. And why must hummingbirds eat a large amount of food? Can you remember? So if we look for large amount of food or enormous amount of food, there we go, because of their fast breathing rate, fast heartbeat, and high body temperature. So because they are working really quickly, they need lots of calories to keep their energy levels high. Describe the word torpor in your own words. I imagine that's a new word. I'm impressed if you knew that word already. And let's find that new word. Torpor. Here it is. So, to conserve energy overnight, a hummingbird enters a hibernation-like sleep state called torpor. So you would have said it was a sleep state, which is like they are hibernating, or being in a deep sleep. Hopefully you use the exact words from the text, because that's what we always talk about. And then finally, why are hummingbirds an endangered species? And then that was unfortunately because of their habitats being lost and destroyed. So that is meaning they don't have anywhere to live. And if they can't live somewhere, then they are in danger. They can't survive, and then they are becoming endangered, which is very sad. Okay, right. So hopefully you've learnt a lot more about hummingbirds in this lesson and done some good retrieval and inference. And we will do some more reading next week. Thank you. Bye.